Hi, I'm Pip Waller, and this is Being Human. And today I want to say a few more things about drinking water. So we need water. A large amount of our bodies are made up of water. And actually when we're very young, we have about 70% water, and when we're very old, it might be as little as 55%. So you can see that over time, part of the process of aging is that you could say we get less juicy, we get more dry. And it's a naturopathic idea, part of the naturopathic principle or theory is that is part of what contributes to the aging process. And well, it kind of makes sense. And also the thing about drinking water is if you start drinking more and you decide, I'm going to see what it's like to be more fully hydrated, you can very easily experience it for yourself. And that's what I'm particularly interested in is an idea of intuitive self-care, which is what I've talked about through my book, Deeply Holistic, which came out in January this year. It's about intuitive self-care. That means rather than just someone else outside of us imposing an idea, we get to start to feel more what's good for me, perhaps try different things and actually experience it for ourselves rather than a kind of blanket one-size-fits-all way of doing things. So water, actually a lot of us are a bit dehydrated. I talked in the last little vlog I did about this, I suggest that you get some more water in by just drinking a pint of water 3 times a day, sort of half hour before meals. So when you first wake up in the morning, then half hour before lunch, then half hour before your evening meal. And that's one way of just really increasing. So I'm just going to say a couple more things now about how you might like to drink your water. Try drinking it warm, half cold, half from the kettle, or maybe 3/4 cold, quarter from the kettle. It goes down much easier. It's easier on the stomach. Also, if you don't eat lots of processed food, which I hope you don't, then you might sometimes also need to put a little bit of salt, just a pinch of salt in the water. If you eat a lot of processed food, all processed food, that means anything in a packet basically, all of it has salt in. And so if you eat a lot of processed food, you're probably having too much salt anyway. But if you don't eat a lot of processed food, and if you're taking a regular exercise or the kind of fitness exercise that makes you sweat, you might need a little bit of salt in, because without the salt you can't properly retain the water. So a little tiny pinch of salt in your pint of water 3 times a day, half hour, pint of warm water 3 times a day, like half hour before meals. Plus keep hydrating. You know, if you go to an exercise class, you'll drink a bit of extra. You know, you might have your cups of tea and so on. And in that way, you're going to get in your nice amount of 2 litres of water every day, which is going to hydrate you more fully. You're going to start looking at your pee and you'll see, oh yeah, it's nice and clear. You don't have a really dark pee, even in the morning, not a really dark one. There'll be more colour in it than there was in the evening if you're fully hydrated, but it shouldn't be really, really dark. If it's really dark, that's definitely a sign that you're moving along in a less than fully hydrated manner. So you might notice you got better thinking, less brain fog, more ability to use your mind. You might notice that your whole body is moving more easily. Your joints and your connective tissue, your muscles, all of that will be happier. Actually, you can even, in a weird sort of way, have like less water retention. You know, sometimes when you've got water retention, like edema, swollen ankles, sometimes actually that is because you're a bit chronically dehydrated. Your body's kind of holding on to the water in fear of losing it. So it can actually help sometimes those kind of things. The only people that need to be very careful and cautious about the water is if you've got something going on with your kidneys. Even then though, you need to keep drinking, but you need to be careful. If you're going to increase your water a lot suddenly, it might be better to build it up slowly. Okay, well anyway, that's a bit more about drinking water. If you haven't yet tried it for yourself, try it and see. It really does make a difference. I'm Pip Waller, this is Being Human. Thanks for listening. Over and out.